The cursed cannot cling to the blessed. You must feel yourself to be blessed. The blessed clings to the blessed. Only with positivity, enjoy as if only the reality of the Creator exists. Wherever you are, whatever you are doing, you must be in the sensation that everything is governed by the Creator. Even you yourself are not a separate force. There is no other force. He does everything. Whoever is in the masculine perception, where there is bestowal, is happy. Articles from the works of Rav Moshe Lamberger, a student of Baal HaSulam. Efforts are made based on the principle he spoke, and it was done according to his will. The Rav said, on our part we must make a response. What does it mean to make a response? A response is a return to the Creator. This state is called I am for my beloved, Ani LeDodi. And this must be a wholehearted movement of the heart. During the return, you must feel that you will never go back to your foolishness. That is when a person returns in perception and decision to live according to the laws of the Creator. He must become aware of everything he did while disconnected from Him and make a decision never to repeat it again. What kinds of disconnections? Everyone has their own. Someone gets angry at their neighbor and forgets about the Creator. Someone speaks ill of others, someone falls into pride, someone thinks that something is owed to them and loses the light. This can happen on all levels, from the most material to the most elevated spiritual one. But the main thing is that it must be felt in the heart. You need to feel that you are under the power of holiness, under the power of the One. And as for yourself, you shouldn't feel yourself at all as if you have already left this world. It is precisely then that the person experiences joy from the work and the effort. Why? Because he is not occupied with himself, he feels the Creator. And this needs to be felt in all matters, even those not connected to the commandments and prohibitions of the Torah, in all everyday moments, to continue making yichudim, unifications. Do not let the mind make any calculations at all. As many people do, they only work where there is meaning. But instead you should simply respond, this is the transmission I have received. In other words, I believe that you will benefit from this. What rewards, what benefit? I do not know. I just believe, that's all. In exactly the same way as with the Torah and the commandments, to be under the dominion of holiness, so that only one thought prevails. He said it, and it is done according to His will. Do not give. No explanations and no excuses, just one answer. This is what I received from my teacher. Why are you doing this? What will you get out of it? What is the benefit? Why do you need to go through such situations? This is what I received from my teacher. This is what I believe. This is the only answer. This is really how you kill the serpent. Then he has no authority to ask why you need this work. Otherwise he has this question. Well, why? Why all this effort? What will it give you? Where is the benefit? Is it profitable? Then I asked, Rabbi Moshe asked Baal HaSulam, but I am among the created beings, so how do you want me to live? Only the Creator. There is no one but the Creator. Children, wife, work, shops. Various things are happening around me. I am among the creations. How do you want me to function? He answered, if you strengthen yourself so as not to feel the creation, as if you have already left this world, you will feel joy when making an effort. Of bodily efforts in the form, he said, and it is done according to His will. Then you will not feel a single created being, and everything will be under a single authority. And so, to all the efforts I have made up to this point, now I need to add just one thing to every word and action, to bring pleasure to the Creator, to sanctify all my organs. As it is said, sanctify yourself in what is permitted to you, meaning in that which the Creator has told you to do, precisely there, where it is permitted. This also includes purification at the place where the vessels are formed. And with every effort, to say to oneself, He said, and it is done according to His will. And to do this specifically with joy, as it is said, happy is the man whom the Creator deems worthy of suffering. It does not say that a woman is happy, because these are two types of perception. Whoever is in the masculine perception where there is bestowal is happy. And all of this to accept into the vessel of faith in which there is no place for human reason, to be like an animal. As it is said, the wise are like people, but behave like animals. What does this really mean? It is to take two opposite qualities and unite them together in the middle line. To be like an animal means faith without intellect. Animals have no calculations, no intellect. They act according to an implanted program. So it is with you. When you receive wisdom, understand the ways and actions, become aware of the processes, and you get the feeling that it was you who did it. You think you know how to do the work. Ultimately, you must believe that you did nothing. For our egoism and pride, you appear humbled, like an animal. Here everything is clear, obvious, everything is laid out before you. What are you pretending to be? The Rav continued after Shabbat ended to tell me that I should feel myself under the authority of holiness, even when I am engaged in worldly matters. When I wash barrels, I must always remain under the authority of holiness. I must make an effort because he said, and it is done according to his will, without any other explanations. And then I asked, should I accept the job in purification? If it is the Creator's will, then I won't do it. That is also wrong to do because it comes from negative qualities. And at this moment, it is in the Klippa. One must do as he said. Because it is said, he said that, and it is done according to his will. Because this is what I received from the Rav, even though I am not on such a high level. This is a sign that one does not need to work on a higher level. One does not need to be in a state of deficiency at the moment when I am engaged in holiness, and one must be in perfection. One must feel that the Creator is acting with me. And this is my work right now. That is, there are people who tend to always be in deficiency, to criticize these states. This comes from the fact that the person makes efforts and is in the zone of his own activity. Not only in the material, but also in the spiritual. He begins to engage with these sensations, but he is told no. Your work right now is not to feel yourself, but to feel the Creator. To feel perfection in this is holiness, this is adhesion. The accursed does not cleave to the blessed. You must feel yourself as blessed and cleave to the blessed. Only in positivity, in joy, as if only the reality of the Creator exists. No other deficiency, only He governs and only His will is fulfilled. No other desires are realized. But it is also clear what he said before, to accept the work of performing Teshuva, that is, to return to the Creator. And at this moment you need to be careful and not to think at all about regrets from the past. Like, I couldn't hold on to those levels. I didn't manage to feel myself in adhesion. And now it won't work either. This state begins. Don't do it. It's hard, and there's no benefit in it. You were in that state and everything started all over again. You went back to your foolishness. You visited holy places connected to the souls of the righteous, did spiritual work, and then suddenly you return again to your foolishness, to those states where you forget that there is the Creator. Don't, he says, enter into these states here. There is another time for that. Don't give room to thoughts like, why haven't I reached that point yet? And also, 1,000 times to make resolutions for the future, even though you end up going back again, 1,000 times. You fell from that state, but this time it will definitely work out. You build up this point many times over. And this is the main distinction that the Creator spoke about. Return to me. Then the Creator completes it, and this is called the beloved to me. Then you gain the confidence that you will no longer return to foolishness. But even during the time of not for the sake of the Torah, when the lower one accepts the work, I am for the beloved. That is, he makes this movement from his side. It must be a complete acceptance on his part, so that he feels he will never return to his foolishness. That is, when you enter the state of I am for the beloved, to draw holiness and adhesion, that there is nothing but the Creator. In this state, there should be no self-criticism, no negative views of oneself, that I am unworthy. This is impossible. I can't hold on. I can't remain in a state of perfect adhesion. Remove all that. Purify your desires from egoism, work on seeing your faults and correcting them. But here the work is different. Here you don't need to see your faults. Here you need to see the Creator and stop focusing on yourself. If from the very beginning you don't work in this way, you'll fall into pride. You'll start thinking that you're doing everything yourself like Pharaoh. How does criticism begin? A thought comes to you. Look, you're unworthy. Say, you're right, but I believe that Rav said it's not so. Rav said that right now I am in adhesion. And what will you get out of it? You know the truth. You're not like that. Yes, but what can I do? I believe differently. There is the work from the side of the person. Work from side of the Creator. He described the work as I to the beloved. That is, I enter a state of adhesion, a state of faith, a state where there is nothing but the Creator. There isn't even me, there is only Him. But you still need to receive a response from Him. That's when it's the beloved to me. But if you don't make such efforts on your part, you don't build vessels, you won't receive light. Faith in the mind, confidence in the heart. If a person doesn't have confidence, he doesn't have faith. Whatever you do, you must be in the feeling that everything is governed by the Creator. Even you yourself are not a separate force. There is no other force. He does everything.